Hi everyone, welcome back to my weekly meal plan episode. This is a quick episode I do each week where I share with you what's on my family's meal plan for the upcoming week. There is a blog post on my website at lolasfrugallife.com with links to any recipes and the full meal plan. Any of the recipes that I mention in this episode that are can be found on other websites. There's links there. I do this just to kind of help inspire you, maybe give you some ideas, and just kind of convince you, hopefully, that meal planning does not have to be super difficult and complicated, and you do not have to make new recipes all the time. You can repeat the things that you like, and it's totally fine. That's how I finally realized that meal planning didn't have to be stressful every week, when I used to try and always find all these recipes to try and make and worry about how much I was rotating my meals, if I was doing it enough. Now I kind of really have a really simple meal rotation of meals that I like to make, most of them on a regular basis. Like 4 days out of the week are really pretty repetitive, and then the others I kind of fill in with other recipes that I make frequently anyway. So so that's the purpose of this episode. I really hope to encourage you to simplify meal planning in your life if you find that it's something you're struggling with. So this week's meal plan starts on Saturday, June 3rd. For Saturday, we're going to be doing baked chicken nuggets, which is from allrecipes.com. With this recipe, you really just take chicken breasts and you cut it into like nugget-sized pieces. You toss the chicken in some melted butter and then in some breadcrumbs, put it out on a baking dish, and it comes out really good and really quick and easy to make. And then as a side, I'm going to be doing broccoli pasta side dish, which is from Taste of Home. This is tasteofhome.com. This is a pretty simple side dish. Also, it's basically just spaghetti or linguine with broccoli, garlic, olive oil, butter, salt and pepper, and Parmesan cheese. And you just kind of cook it all up and mix it together, and it comes out really good. And it's got a pasta and a veggie, so we just use that as the one side dish to go with the chicken nuggets. For Sunday, I'm doing bow ties with sausage, tomatoes, and cream. This is also from allrecipes.com. I really like this recipe. It's one of those I can't say it's one dish because you do have to cook the pasta separately. But basically, you cook up sausage in a pan, and then you add tomatoes and cream and salt, and then in a separate dish you boil up the pasta, but then you dump it in and you kind of just mix it all together. It's a really quick, easy, semi one-pot meal. So that's for Sunday. Monday, we do hamburgers every other night, so that will be this week. I don't have a recipe for the hamburgers. I just make hamburger patties out of ground beef, and now that the weather's been nice, I cook them on the grill. I also always do a can of pork and beans, and I will do oven fresh seasoned potato wedges, which is also from allrecipes.com. And this is basically just whole potatoes. You slice them into wedges with the skin on, toss them in a Ziploc bag with some olive oil and seasonings, and bake them in the oven. So that will be for Monday. Tuesday, we do a Mexican themed meal. This week we're doing homemade nachos with ground beef from theseasonedmom.com. I really love having nachos for dinner. It's nice and easy, and it tastes good. I love nachos. So that will be our Tuesday Mexican themed meal. Wednesday, we usually do seafood. So this week I'm going to be doing creamy Tuscan salmon shrimp pasta. I do this kind of frequently now on our Wednesday seafood night. This is from simply-delicious-food.com. And I really love how this comes out. It's you basically cook up salmon, and then you cook up shrimp, and then you make like a creamy sauce with I think it's with heavy cream. I'm trying to just look at the recipe real quick. Yeah, with heavy cream, and it's got lemon juice in it, and then you just it shows that you're supposed to serve the dish over pasta, but what I do is I actually just wind up mixing the pasta in. I use fettuccine, and then I just kind of mix it in with the cream sauce and the salmon and the shrimp, and we all really love how it comes out. So that is our Wednesday seafood meal this week. Thursday, I'm going to be doing hash brown breakfast casserole. This is from spendwithpennies.com. I usually always do soup and grilled cheese, or I keep saying that, but I honestly haven't made grilled cheese in so long. I just kind of got so lazy about the grilled cheese, and most of the soups that I've been making are kind of filling on their own. Anyway, that's because I go grocery shopping on Thursday, so I try to keep keep the cooking time a little bit more simple. So anyway, this week I'm going to be doing hash brown breakfast casserole, which is from, I might have already said this, spendwithpennies.com. It's basically just a casserole with shredded hash brown potatoes, breakfast sausage, and eggs and milk and cheddar cheese, and you bake it all together. Comes out really good. And then Friday, the last meal for this meal plan. I don't have a recipe specifically to share with this one, but we're going to be having penne with broiled chicken. So this is just something I made up at some point in time, and my family likes it. So it's a quick, easy meal. I like to do it on a Friday because on Friday night, I like never feel like really cooking. So I try and keep things a little bit simpler on Friday. So for this, I just take some chicken breast and I cut it into like kind of small pieces and I broil it. I toss it with olive oil and salt and pepper. Sometimes I'll use like garlic salt, and then I'll broil it under the broiler. And then in the meantime, while I'm doing that, I cook up some penne. And then when the chicken's done, I just toss it with the penne with some olive oil, and then I sprinkle some shredded mozzarella cheese in there, and we just eat it like that. I think it tastes really good. So that's just a really quick meal for Friday. And then I'll just do like some frozen vegetables on the side, whatever we happen to have in the freezer. I usually always keep some type of like steam fresh frozen vegetables, or lately I've been getting the, I don't know if it's Bird's Eye or it's one of like the main frozen vegetable companies, but they have these breaded baked green beans that we've really been liking a lot. So I've been keeping a couple of bags of them in my freezer too. You just pop them in the oven real quick and they're done. So we'll see, but I'll do some type of vegetable to go on the side with that. So that's it for this week's meal plan. Like I said, you can find all of this along with any links to the recipes that I mentioned on my website at lolasfrugallife.com. And I will see you back here next week. So thank you for checking in for this podcast episode. And don't forget, you can always email me with any questions or suggestions at lolasfrugallife@gmail.com. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at lolasfrugallife. And you can find a blog post for most of my episodes and definitely all of my meal plan episodes at lolasfrugallife.com. You can also join our private listeners group at facebook.com/groups/lolasfrugallife. And if you enjoy the show, please make sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you listen from. And I would love it if you would screenshot the show and tag me on Instagram so I could see you're listening. Also, if you can please take a couple of seconds to rate and review the podcast. Those ratings and reviews are what help the show come up better in search results so that other people can find this podcast. So that will really help me in growing my audience. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have an awesome day.